Welcome to the Leadership Question and Answer series. This is our first episode, so I'm kind of anxious to get this going. And I'll be out here weekly getting your questions and summarizing them up at the end of the week. So I'm your host, Gary, and we had two questions come in this week, and both of these questions are very common in anyone's leadership journey. So I'm kind of glad we got them in and I can get them out on my first post. So I'm excited to do that. The first question I had was, how can I effectively balance being a friend and a leader to my team members? And this is a tough one, and everybody runs into it. I don't know of anyone who's been ever immune to this. It happens a lot in the military as you get promoted, and it happens, of course, in the corporate world, because you have a group of friends and one of you ends up getting promoted, and you expect the others to follow your lead, and those friends sometimes want to expand on that and want favoritism. So really, the answer is you got to strike a balance between being approachable and maintaining authority. You are in charge, so you have to stay in charge. So a couple things you have to do is foster communication. You have to be explicit in your communication to them. You have to listen to them and everyone the same actively. You can't show the favoritism, and you have to show empathy. You really have to understand that you all were friends, and now you're in charge. So there could be some resentment, and you have to understand that, and you have to strike that balance. But you have to set clear guidelines and boundaries. That's just the only way it's going to be effective. So it's about always maintaining a friendship, being friendly, and never compromising your role as a leader. So it's really tough, especially for a new leader. It should be easier as you go through your leadership journey. But like I say, everyone runs into this. No one's exempt from it. So to be fair to everyone else, you have to build trust, and so trust and fairness have to be a balance also. So you have to maintain the trust of your team, and you have to be fair. So you really have to figure out that balance and make sure you're not showing favoritism to any friends, because that will come back to haunt you. And the biggest thing I can say on that is you always have to keep your team's interest in mind. So you have to make the best decisions you can for the team, not one individual or friend. This will haunt you. So the sooner you can learn the balance and be fair, equitable, and make decisions based on the team and the mission, that's critical. So that's my answer for number one. The second question I had was, what's the best approach to handle conflicts within my team? And this is another great one, because it's going to happen. We all can't get along. There's just no possible way. We're raised different. We do our work different. We have different ethics. We have different values. It would be great if we all could be the same, but it's really hard to do that. So if you have a conflict with someone in your team, to me, the best approach, and it's worked throughout my whole career, both military and civilian, is you have to take care of it promptly. All right? So it has to be handled. You have to nip it in the bud, and you should do it privately. That is the most effective way you can ever handle conflict, especially in the beginning of this conflict. So you have to always encourage open dialogue. And you have to foster a culture with values, and because the values of diverse opinions and resolutions are big. So conflict is really tough, but you do have to nip it in the bud. You have to make sure you definitely have empathy for this one, and you have to get to the root. There's always a cause for someone causing conflict. I don't know what that is, but it's your job as a leader to get to the end of it and figure out what is causing that problem. there's a reason. So figure out what the reason is, because that's your job as a leader. And then you have to lead by example by having conflict resolution skills. This isn't something you pick up at your local 7-Eleven. This is something you have to kind of learn and you have to read. Conflict resolution is a tough one, but if you don't get a handle on it right away, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life, because it will always come back to your mind of what I could have done better. And we all go through it, but the best thing to do is understand conflict resolution and try to get a grasp on a best way you can handle it. But getting to the root of the problem is key, and there is a reason. Somebody has a reason why this is happening. It's for you to figure it out, and then you to quell the conflict. All right. So a thing that you should always keep in mind too is everyone in the team has to be heard. So it's a tough thing out there, but you've got to listen to everyone. So listen actively. Try to cut off conflicts if you see them coming. You should be aware of these situations and see them on the top surface before you have to go below the surface and figure out what the problem is. So again, try to have an environment where everyone feels appreciated, everyone feels like they have say in what's going on, and you should develop your skills with you handling conflict resolution as soon as possible. But also remember, if you lead by example by taking care of these conflicts right away, you're going to show your team members that they can also resolve these conflicts maybe even before they get to you. So think about conflict resolution. It's common, but you do have to get a handle on it. So if you have more questions on that, you can just let me know. But I think you have to remember with these two questions, both how can I effectively balance being a friend and a leader to my team members, and the other question of what's the best approach to handle conflicts within my team. They're both common, and everybody's going to run into it. So I appreciate the questions coming in. Hopefully I've given you a better viewpoint of how to handle both of these questions, situations. And if you have more questions, of course, let me know and we can see if we can get them answered to you. And remember to like and subscribe the YouTube channel and follow us on social media. So thanks for viewing, and if you have questions, please let me know, and we'll hopefully get them answered within the week. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.